Hey, good Thursday morning, my friends. MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa here with the MLive Morning Weather Update. And we have a fight. It's the change of seasons. We have the fight between fall and summer. I've had some folks say, oh, looking at the extended, we're done with this or we're done with that. Remember that even in the absence of climate change and what I call, and a lot of meteorologists still call, global warming, because that's kind of the phase. Even in the absence of that, we always had, most Septembers would come up with a pretty warm stretch for 5 days somewhere in there. And that still looks to be the case. And then you go back in the last decade, most Septembers have had some hot weather. A few Septembers have had almost the hottest weather of the whole summer. I don't know that we could do that this year or do that a lot. Let's say hi to some folks here. Henry and Mima in Ludington want to go mini golfing today. Great day for it in Ludington. When would be the best time? Anytime it looks like as the cold front has moved on through. All right, let's get on into it and show you what is going on. We have cold front moving through from northwest to southeast. Good morning, Kimberly Zeismer and Todd Nordhoff from Cadillac and Tom Ramsey from drizzly Freeport. So you could see the cold front moving through Tom Ramsey's house right now. And that will all be shifting to the southeast. So Ann Arbor and the Detroit area and Jackson, in a couple of hours, you are going to have some scattered rain showers around. Occasionally, you might get 5 or 10 minutes of pretty good downpour. But that's about it. So, satellite picture kind of bears that out. You got your bearing now on it. The southeastern half of the state, thick clouds with the cold front. Notice the clouds on the cold front and ahead of the front move from a different direction than behind the front. If you look at Traverse City and Rogers City and northern lower Michigan, what they call the tip of the mitt, and in the UP, those clouds are coming in from the straight north almost, whereas the clouds in the southeast part of the state are kind of moving from southwest to northeast and then translating toward the southeast also. Again, here's a little bit wider of a perspective. This is not heavy rainfall whatsoever. I wanted to show you this. These are the satellite derived current temperatures. Okay, and look at this. Cool air has made it down to Columbus, Ohio, and Cincinnati, and southern Indiana, Mount Vernon, Illinois, West Virginia. So they're really enjoying that. But look at what's going on in Michigan. We're held up to about 60. We're cooled off, but we're held up to 60 because notice the satellite drive temperatures over the lakes. They're still warm in the 70s. So we're kind of the banana belt right now, and that often happens into winter even, where on each surrounding the lakes, they can be a lot colder than what we are. So the magnificence of the Michigan weather, we'll call it. All right, now cast. The story is we only have these showers for the southern part today, and then we also have some lake effect in the thumb. All right. Hey, good morning, Lisa Collins, Paul Fournier from Presque Isle. That's got to be a pretty place. All right, so here's your high-resolution rapid refresh radar forecast. 11 o'clock, noon. So like I said, by noonish, you could have some showers around Ann Arbor, Detroit, definitely Lansing, Kalamazoo, Jackson, Coldwater. 1 o'clock, 2, 3 o'clock, 4 o'clock. So really, for Ann Arbor and Detroit, we're talking about mid to late afternoon, a few showers. 6 o'clock tonight, 7, 8. Really winding down by evening, other than just a stray sprinkle light shower in the far southeast. Could hang on till midnight or so. Oh, by the way, look what I found. Look what I found in the cupboard to drink my coffee. Someone made this for me when I was a snowman of News 5. The Town Red. I remember this nice lady had a business. I think it was in Flint. I should look it up, see if it still exists. So this mug is from the late 90s, but I always thought it was cool. We had our weather team, and there's a weather garden, so the snowman in the weather garden. I figured, what the heck? Let's use it. There you can see the Town Red. It's not a sign in weather. You know how I wear tropical shirts in the winter when it's going to be much warmer than normal? This isn't a sign that snow is going to take over. Jason DeVos says he lost audio. Did anybody else lose audio? There shouldn't really be a reason why. Okay, back to the weather. So we're going to call just for, the showers in the southeast part of the state through the afternoon. This is the model that picks up after that. So this is this afternoon, 6, 7, 8 o'clock. Jason Devereaux says his internet. Yes, that does happen. Happens with me too, and I'm on the delivering end. So when you say lost audio, it could be on my end too. So that's why I ask. This is tomorrow. North wind, the thumb, could be fairly showery. Could be more showery than what this shows. But the rest of us dry. And then we go into Saturday, and it looks dry. Then we pick it up with the European model. And the story for the holiday weekend is dry, slowly warmer. By Labor Day, I think we get to some very nice weather. Even before that, very nice. So this is tomorrow, and we have a high pressure over us, which would be really nice, except for that lake effect rain shower activity in the thumb. This is Saturday, dry. Note that you don't see a lot of the black squiggly lines. That means we don't have a lot of air pressure difference across the state, and wind is made by air pressure difference. So we will not have much wind at all this weekend. I would call it variable at 10 miles an hour or less, and a lot of times it'll be 5 miles an hour, and in the evening and towards sunrise, it may be nearly calm. This is Labor Day morning. This is a calm forecast. No isobars, lines of pressure over the state. Let's see. Jason Devereaux, taking the family rock hounding for Leland Blues in Leland, Michigan on Sunday. Beach day. Yes, Sunday, a beach day. Because the sunshine is still August sunshine. And if you got a light wind and you got warm water on the Great Lakes, you might see something that says 75, not your classic July hot beach day. But that 75 will probably act like 80-ish this weekend. So here's Labor Day. I do believe that Labor Day is going to be dry. This model tries to indicate some isolated showers inland, but we're going to have such dry air. I don't think that would ever come to be. Then we go into Tuesday. It's dry. We start to warm up, a southwesterly wind, and here's our next cold front. And it's a doozy. Now, I wrote about this yesterday. Typically, what is happening at this time of the year is the cold, what we call air masses. The cold air masses or colder air masses are building in Canada, northern Canada, central Canada, around the polar region. And then each cold front has usually my little general formula is each cold front has like 2 or 3 degree colder temperatures behind it. So, for example, the other day we had a high of 70. Now, this cold front coming through today is going to leave us with highs in the mid 60s in a lot of places tomorrow. So, it's about 5 degrees colder than the last cold front. Now, the next cold front that I'm telling you about next Wednesday into Thursday looks like it's a couple of degrees colder than that. Although, note that the lake water is still 70 degrees or more in a lot of places. And so, early bazaar frost would be very, very hard. You'd need to have an extreme cold. So, early next week, Labor Day, Tuesday, look good. This is Wednesday night. This is Thursday. So the cold front moves through on Thursday, and then the wraparound clouds, gloom, and spotty cold showers next Friday before it shifts off. And then we start to wonder if we do the flip-flop to back to a summery pattern, and I do believe we do. Keith McNeil, what about the Mackinac Bridge walk Monday? Should be fantastic for it. Oh, I guess I better go back to the maps. Would help. Let's show you that again. So Tuesday looks warm and dry. This is Wednesday. Wednesday probably still very warm and dry, very summery, probably in the 80s ahead of the cold front. And then the cold front Wednesday night swings through Thursday and then wrap around rain on Friday and hopefully clearing out by the weekend. Going back to a southerly wind, and note that next storm system goes up into Canada, kind of a sign that the atmosphere pattern is shifting a touch, which I'm going to show you right here. Do you folks realize that you do not get a weather briefing like this anywhere where a person drinks coffee out of a hand-painted mug? Does anybody know? Is the town red in Flint? I think it was Flint. Still in business? That's been a long time ago. All right, so back to this. So what you're looking at here is the upper airflow, 15,000 feet up, the European model, best model for long term, the next 2 weeks. Not perfect, best model. And we're looking at the ensemble mode of it. That means they take 51 tweaks of it and average them all together. So when we see something in the long term, if it's a really clear-cut pattern, we know that a lot of those instances in the 51 tweaks are showing that. And where I'm going with this is we may be transitioning back toward a pseudo-summer type pattern. And we'll also see the cold front. So this is this weekend. This is Labor Day. The ridge and the warmth aloft tries to build in from the north. And then this is the cold front next week, this next Thursday. So this shows a big bend in the upper airflow. The upper air is cooler, so it's compressed. That's why the green. It's lower toward the surface. And then, hey, thank you, Kyle Edmark. Please hit the share button. Please just tell everybody this is the way they need to have their weather if they have time. And that cold air aloft eventually shows up as a cold front at the surface. And then as we go into the following weekend, that's letting up. We hope that if we're going to have summer, let's have it on the weekend. Now we're out to September 9th, and you're seeing the oranges. What does that mean? That means the atmosphere is slightly expanded, slightly warmer than normal, not a bizarre heat wave type thing forming. Now we're out to September 12th, and you can kind of see that the flow is trying to bend back to the southwest, which would be somewhat warmer, which would put us with highs in the 70s and 80s still. Now, here's that same model. This isn't the ensemble mode. This is the single best run. So we're in the upper 60s to near 70 today for a lot of places. Grand Rapids, you probably 72. Tomorrow will be hey, how about some chilly type weather? So there we go. Temperatures in the 60s. Chilly the food, not chilly the weather, because chilly the weather also. Then Saturday, tack on about 5 degrees, get you to about 70, 72. Beautiful. Sunday, tack on about 5 degrees. Temperatures mid 70s to maybe near 80. Labor Day, tack on another 2 degrees. Let's call everybody just about 80 degrees, I would say. And with full sunshine, a light wind, it probably feels like 83 or so. Tuesday, ahead of the cold front, in the 80s. Wednesday could be quite warm ahead of the cold front. Then the cold front's moving through Thursday, almost like today. And it settles in, and by Friday, we're again a couple of degrees cooler than this current cool down. And as I showed you, we go back to kind of a building atmosphere. This model can get a little flaky. They all can out 10, 12 days, but it shows you that summer most likely is not over. I wanted to show you the low temperatures. We don't have to worry about frost, but we will be cooling down tomorrow morning in the 40s. Saturday morning, all of us in the 40s, all the way down to the border, all the way down to Coldwater and Tecumseh. Stuff like that. Tecumseh? Tecumseh. Not sure. Did they name the chainsaws after the city or the city after the chainsaws? This is Sunday morning, a little bit warmer, and this is Labor Day. We start in the mid-50s, so that's comfortably cool, but not too terrible. And let's look out after that cold front comes through next Friday. Temperatures a couple of degrees cooler, down into the mid-40s, even in the south. And then we would take right back off, heading warmer. So I do want to emphasize that, I think we still have summery days, limited, probably 10 days in September in the southern half of the state can make it above 80 degrees. They don't always fall on the weekend now. So if you're thinking, should I take my boat out after Labor Day? If you can get away on a Wednesday when the weather says you should do it, I wouldn't. If you could do it on the weekend, you only do something like that on the weekend, maybe wait another weekend till the following weekend, see if it warms up. And then after that, I would probably ditch the boat. There's your MLive morning weather update with me, MLive Chief Meteorologist Mark Torregrossa. Hopefully you have a great Labor Day. I'm going to be off tomorrow. I have to use one of my MLive summer holidays before Labor Day. I got one more left, so thank you, MLive, for the, what do we call it now? Work, family balance. They added 3 holidays on for us for the summer. Just whenever we want to use them. And then, of course, Labor Day, I also get that off because we get holidays, which is kind of nice in meteorology. I know you'll miss me, but, as I tell everybody, and I tell MLive, I'm one meteorologist. I'm one dairy farmer milking all of the cows every day at the farm when it comes to weather. So, hey, take care. Have yourselves a safe holiday weekend. Don't do anything stupid. Don't let anybody else do anything stupid. And we'll see you back here on Tuesday. Take care.